This is the fly for today, and it is just my take on a comet. My buddy Bobby Condon up in Alaska taught me that the sockeyes really like a green fly, and this is the one that I came up with, and I did really well on the sockeyes up there one day. So here's how we tie it. I've got just kind of a inexpensive bass bug slash salmon hook. So we'll get that in. I'm going to just start the thread up near the head. A few tight wraps of thread down. And we'll trim that off. This one uses, you can either use bead chain, but I've got these pre-made dumbbell eyes that I kind of like. So we're going to put those on. And they've got actual painted eyes on the end of them. So these you just kind of figure eight. I always kind of do loop around them a couple times. And we'll just run that thread down the hook shank. So for the tail, I've got a chartreuse rooster feather. So get a bunch of that. And we're going to tie that in and trim it. Now, ordinarily a comet uses bucktail in the back, and I'm not going to do that, and the reason is that I like to be a little bit different, and I think this gives it a little motion that the deer hair is a little stiff and you won't get. Okay, to that we are going to add just a little bit of flash for the tail. And just a couple of strands of flash, crystal flash, and that's chartreuse as well. That's going to go in about like that. I always leave this stuff a little bit longer so it makes the fly more durable. Now we're going to run the thread up here. Get all that pinched down, tied down. Okay, and we got a dark green body braid. So we're going to take that. Get that started just behind those eyes. Couple of good wraps. I'm going to bring the thread all the way down. Bring it all the way back. And just wrap in a body. And I typically leave it, even though it's a pain, on the card because I don't want to waste it. I don't want to cut off a chunk and then tie the fly and have 3-4 inches that I throw away. Get more flies out of it this way. And we just tie that off. Trim it. And So we got all that. Last thing is we're just going to come in with this is off of a saltwater neck, long webby fibers, and get one of those. Clean that up. And I'm going to make that go over those eyes so I catch it in the front. And again, I'm trying to make the fly stronger. Trim that. And I'm going to just run my thread over that again to cover it up. And just wind that in. That looks to be about enough right there. So I'm going to tie this off behind the eyes. Pull it tight and trim it. I'm just going to grab all those fibers, get them all back, and just tie everything down. I got one pesky one, which you always end up with. And we'll just build up the head of the fly, a little bit in the front, a little bit in the back. And I just want to catch that so it looks neater. And we'll get that little bit of feather stem. And all we got to do is whip finish. Trim our thread, get some head cement on, and we are done. And that's it. Just a simple comet, and this color really does well on sockeyes. I hope you enjoyed the video. This will be the first one in a new series, and I got inspired to do it because I had a guy that went to Alaska and he asked me for some flies, so I helped him out. And I thought about all of those and I said this would be fun. We'll do a series on flies for salmon and big trout, big trophy trout. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and give us a like. Send any comments that you have. I get back to everybody, and thanks for watching.